Hello, 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 beloved souls. We have a special gateway reading. So we have the beautiful full moon in Aries today. It's actually a double full moon because you're going to get to see the illumination on the 9th and the 10th almost equally. So double that energy, right? Aries is already fiery and delicious, and now we get to double down on that energy. And then we have the 10-10 portal as well, right? So the full moon in Aries in the middle of Libra season, plus this beautiful 10-10 portal, which opens up a galactic gateway for about 10 days. So there's a lot going on in our beautiful collective universe. So excited to share this reading with you. I love you guys so much. Welcome to the High Vibe Tribe. If you don't know me, I'm Autumn, the Enlightened Daughter, and I'm just here for all the shits and the giggles. Anyone who wants to book a reading, the information is down below, and you get a special YouTube discount. So put that promo code in. All right, let's get to it. So, like I said, we have a double full moon in Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, right? So it's about initiation and motivation. It can be a little impatient, a little selfish, according to the zodiac, right? Because they're like the babies of the universe, right? And babies are all about themselves. They need to get their needs met. They'll cry until it makes it happen. But Aries is also like the initiator, fire starter, right? They're gonna ram their way through things and make sure things get done. And we have not only this beautiful full moon in Aries, right? And full moons are about release and like culminations. And we begin to get to this part where everything that was in the dark gets illuminated. And it's also about letting things go. But we also have Chiron retrograde in the sign of Aries. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer. So a lot of the energies that are being brought forth right now are all about relationships and love and partnership, right? Primarily the relationship with ourself, right? Because like Aries again is the initiation. It's about the self, right? So a lot of wounding is coming up right now, thanks to the beautiful blessing of Chiron, to help us address it so that we can heal these energies. So we have the impatience of Aries who wants to kind of just like pull the band-aid off, right? And just kind of like get things going. But it's happening all during the sun being in Libra season, right? And Libra is about diplomacy and partnership and balance and harmony, right? And sometimes Libras can that Libra energy can be a little drawn out, right? Because it's about justice and balance and really wanting to like get things in order and make sure things are fair. So with this full moon in Aries, we get this kind of nudge and this push to not only focus our energies on healing, but to just hurry up the healing process, right? It's like we're not going to wait 30 days for this to happen. We're going to lean into it. We're going to own it. We're going to feel it to heal it, and we're going to shift through it. Like that's the energy of Aries right now. So really beautiful supportive energies coming in. Got my third eye going crazy as usual. Um, that's been happening a lot. We've been having a lot of activations. Third eye, throat chakra, crown chakra, just all of these upper chakras have just been going through it for the past couple of weeks. I know. Um, so yeah, so a lot of that beautiful energy, right? And full moons can make people a little aggressive in general, right? A little sensitive in general. So it's really just being mindful of the fact that there's a really heightened sensitivity right now. Like, I mean, super, super heightened. Like, things that normally wouldn't bother people are getting under their skin. Things that normally are said to people are freaking like you're ready to freaking go off and just spaz out and start throwing shit, breaking shit, stabbing people. Like, it can get crazy, right? Getting crazy. So it's being mindful of that, right? It's always about having an awareness of what's going on and why these things are going on and how it's going to play out for you, right? So, especially if you're an Aries sun like me, shout out to all my fellow Aries suns out there. But if you're an Aries sun or you have Aries really strongly within your chart, Aries, sun, moon, rising, Venus, right? These energies are going to be really heightened for you. Any fire sign at this time is going to be really heightened. Even the energies of Cancer and Capricorn are being heightened at this time, right? So really just check out where these placements are within your birth chart and then take a step back, right? Feel it, heal it, step into it, lean into it. Don't be impatient at this time, right? Understand that everybody is going through it, right? Everybody's like on edge. Everybody's a little tingly right now, right? A lot of shit is going to be projected at you. It has nothing to do with you, right? It has nothing to do with you. Take it for what it is, right? Heightened sensitivity and awareness. And everything is really being brought up to the surface right now that has not been healed. And you might start thinking about stuff that happened when you were like 3, 4, 5 years old, or like in your teens. Like you're just literally gonna be. It's like getting a freaking life review of every single place in your life that your relationships weren't healed, whether that was you being the basis of the like the lack of balance in those situations or other people. Everything is coming up, being brought up to the surface, right? It's like when you're making huge stock pot of something, right? And you're letting it just kind of simmer, and all the shit that shouldn't be there starts floating to the top, right? And what do? Like, do you just throw the whole soup away? Do you throw the whole stock pot away? No, you get your ladle and you start skimming it off. But you have to see that stuff. You have to let it come up in order for you to do something about it. And that's what we're doing right now, right? We're allowing ourselves to simmer. We're allowing ourselves to get settled. We're allowing the shit that's not going to serve us. It's not going to add to the flavors of our life to come up so we can see it, so we can do something about it and get rid of it, right? Take ownership of it, take accountability of it, um, release it, right? Using the beautiful energies of this beautiful full moon, right? Release it, like give it to the universe, write it down and burn it, right? Go in the bath and release it down the drainage water, however the process is for you, right? Whatever your little ritual might be at this time. That is why the stuff is coming up, right? It's not coming up to judge you or criticize you or make you feel bad about your life or to make you think that your life sucks, that you're a horrible person. Like, no, this is coming up because you need to deal with it, right? Deal with your abandonment issues, deal with your jealousy, deal with your lack of self worth and self expression and self love, deal with your hurts and your pains, right? Your traumas and your dramas, like, deal with it at this time, right? We can't keep going on living life as a lie. We can't keep going on living life pretending that everything is okay when it's not, right? It's enough with the games and the charade, right? It's like, you don't have to keep, putting on the armor and being all arrogant. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. You're not. You're not good. And that's okay, right? It's okay to not be okay sometimes. It's okay to be upset, to be scared, to be depressed, to be sad, to be overwhelmed, to to just feel out of sorts. Like these things are okay, right? It doesn't mean that you're gonna like build a home and live there, right? At some point, we want to build a bridge and get over it, but we need to acknowledge where we're at so we know where we're going, right? We need to acknowledge where we're at so we know that we can do something about it. But just trying to shove all that shit down and not deal with it anymore, that's not gonna work. Not anymore. Not as we shift into the age of Aquarius. Not as we're dealing with these beautiful double full moons and Chiron being retrograde and we have Mars going retrograde towards the end of the month. Like, this is the time to start looking at stuff, right? And so start taking ownership. You want to take a look at your life so you can do something about it, right? Do something about it. We may not be able to look at the blind spots necessarily and to fix those, right? That's why you have people like me that do coaching and, like psychic readings for people because we want to bring it to your awareness. Look, these are the blind spots. These are the things that you're not seeing, right? So that you can have eyes on it so you can do something about it. It's easier to fix something when you know it's broken, right? You can't fix something if you don't know it's broken. If you think that's the way it works, then everything is okay in your world until you realize something is broken in the matrix and you're like, huh, okay, you know better, you do better. So that's all these energies are coming up for. They're just really coming up to help support you, right? And to do it for yourself, right? Because this is about self-expression, self-love, self-worth, self-realization, self-awareness, right? You want to have a beautiful understanding of yourself. You want to fall so deeply, madly in love with yourself that that is what you're getting back from the universe, right? You can't give what you don't have, and you have beautiful love available to you, but you have to be open to receiving that love, to being that love, to acknowledging that love within you. This thing's driving me crazy. Sorry, guys. Keep seeing it in the camera. It's annoying me. So this energy is all coming up, and Libra is dope for this to really help support us with all this, right? Because Libra is about partnership and love and diplomacy and harmony, right? And so Libra is coming in to be like, hey, friend, like, I know you're a little impatient. I know you're trying to rush through things, but let me help you balance these things out, right? Like, we know that you need to take care of yourself better. Cool. Let's do it from a loving space. Let's do it from a more balanced space. Like, you don't need to go rushing headfirst into the door, Aries, and just like ramming your way through the door. Like, just take a step back and maybe look a little to your left or a little to your right and realize, hey, there's a window there. Or maybe you turn the knob in the wrong direction. Like, calm down, cool down, be nice, right? We got Venus and Libra in this time as well, right? So really supporting us to be a little bit gentle with ourselves, right? Again, Aries energy can be a little fiery, a little impatient, a little aggressive, right? And but on the the upside of that, it's motivating and the initiator, and um, just like it's this brilliant, like freeing energy as well, right? It's like a baby. Like babies are fearless, right? They just want to touch everything, they want to explore everything, they want to do everything. Like, everything to them is like a playground. Like that's Aries energy as well. It's like, yeah, let's do this, let's touch this, let's feel this, let's go here, let's do all the stuff, right? So we have that energy supporting us as well, helping with this Libra energy to get our relationships into balance. It's like, yeah, let's do something about it. Yeah, we got to slow down. We can't be so impatient about it, but we're going to do it a little bit faster, right? We're not going to be kind of like snails on the road, and we're also not going to be the hare, right? Maybe we're going to be halfway in between and be the turtle, and maybe it's going to take a little longer than we wanted, but we're still going to win this race, right? It's literally about a matter of perspective. So lean into this energy, right? Feel it to heal it. So we have that going on for the Aries double full moon, and then we have the beautiful 1010 portal opening up. And the 1010 portal is going to stay open for 10 days. So from 10th of October until the 20th of October, we have these beautiful light codes and activations that are going to be coming in for everyone. Initiations, portals opening, gateways opening, new outlooks on life. 1010 is one doubled and zero doubled, right? So one is the number of initiations, new beginnings, spiritual awakening, right? And we have that doubled not only within the number 1010, but we also have the energy doubled as well with the double Aries, right? Because Aries is also about initiations and new beginnings, right? So we have this number, and it's like four times actually. And then we have zero, which is the number of limitlessness, and it's the 0 point, right? It's like a blank canvas for us, right? So we really have an opportunity to create life anew at this time, like really, really anew. And then the 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 reduces down to a 2, which is about partnerships, diplomacy, harmony, right? Which is perfect for this Libra energy, and it's also perfect for Venus being a Libra because that number is also ruled by Venus, right? Who rules love and um, money and beauty, right? So we have this energy just like it's so heightened, right? It's like on freaking like an 8 ball of freaking energetic deliciousness, right? It's just like, how can I get going? How can I get started? What can I do now? What can I do now? What can I make now? How can I go now? Right? It's like dope, and it's gonna all be focused on relationships and partnerships. Got Chiron the wounded healer, retrograde in Aries, relationships, partnerships. We're gonna have to take a look at everything. Every single relationship you have, you gotta take a look at. What's your relationship like with yourself, primarily? What is a relationship like with yourself, primarily? What is the relationship like with yourself primarily? That is the most important one. How are you showing up in the world for you? Before you can do your kids, your spouse, your coworkers, the friends and family and all. No, 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 no. What about you? You and you, right? The me, myself, and I. Yeah, have that conversation. How are me, myself, and I being affected? What's going on with me, myself, and I? What do me, myself, and I want at this time? Start looking at that, right? And start seeing how these things are playing out. Are you showing up as the best version of yourself? And if not, how can you start making some shifts right now in order to do so? How can you start making some shifts right now in order to be a better you so that you can show up in those other relationships amplified and magnified and full of love and generosity and open heartedness, right? When you're feeling better about yourself, everything else starts to reflect that back, right? When mommy's good, the kids are good. Happy wife, happy life, right? That's what they say in a marriage, right? These are the things. So we want to make sure that we're getting ourselves together and not expecting other people to bring us that joy, that happiness, that contentment, right? Joy is an internal thing. Happiness is an internal thing, right? Libra, that energy of Libra tends to externalize things, right? Because Libra wants to work on external partnerships and Aries wants to focus on the self. So we need to focus on ourself right now so that we can show up in these external relationships in an even better way. So that we can stand in our yeses, stand in our nos. We know what our non-negotiables are. We're setting healthy boundaries, right? We're showing up as a person who loves himself. Is this something that a person that loves himself would do? Is this something that a person who respects himself would do, right? These are the questions that we're asking of ourselves, that we're asking to ourselves, that we're asking to those that are within our environment, right? We're picking our battles. I tell my clients all the time, sometimes it's better to be happy than it is to be right, right? Put your pride and your ego to the side sometimes, and sometimes you just want to be happy. I don't even really argue with people anymore. Like I'm just like, oh, what a beautiful day. The sky's so blue. And the person's like, the sky's purple. I'm like, yep, you're right. Like, I'm not doing that. Waste of time, waste of oxygen, waste of energy. I'm not doing that. You see a purple sky? Fantastic. I see a blue sky? Fantastic. Let's move on. What's for dinner? Who's cooking? You know what I mean? It's literally that easy. So we really just want to take stock of our life, right? And give it the awareness that it needs and shift accordingly. Not from judgment, not from criticism, from a space of love, from a space of respect, from a space of worthiness, self-realization, self-knowledge, self-awareness. That's it. That's it. That's all we want to do. You just want to be better. And when you know better, you do better, right? When you know better, you do better. So really being aware of this at this time, right? Take some time to get grounded, right? Whether that's through meditation or yoga or taking a walk or just kind of relaxing. I really suggest a salt bath, especially with this full moon energy. I know I'm definitely going to be doing one tonight. Some freaking salt and some lemon, whatever else I might throw in there to make it a little soupy mix, right? Um, really stay hydrated, right? Water is your friend. Own that shit. You know what I mean? Like, cut down on the extra sugars and really just hydrate yourselves. You know, maybe you want to add a little lemon to that water, or a little cucumber and mint, or a little pink Himalayan salt. It's really going to help to hydrate yourselves. We're made mostly of water. 90% of our freaking issues and illnesses can be solved just by drinking more water. Literally, literally, literally. Just drinking more water will help you flush your body out, right? Get some rest if you can, right? I slept in a little bit today and I'm not a napper and I'm an early bird and a night owl, right? So sleep is like funny to me. I'm like, oh, what's that thing that y'all be doing? Like, how did my daughter go? She was tired, she'll close her eyes and she'll be out. I'll be looking at her like, how the fuck do you do that? How do you just close your eyes and you just sleep? Like, I sit there and I'm like, 3 hours pass. Okay, I might, oh, I've been sleeping 2 hours. Okay, guess I'm getting my day started. Like, and then she's just like, "Oh, mommy, I'm tired," and she's gone. Like, I'm like, I wish I had that talent. I wish I had that skill, but I don't. So hydrate, get some rest, get grounded. Like I said, if you can take a salt bath today, that'll be super dope. Hug a tree, do some earthing, go for a walk. Um, you got crystals. Make sure you're putting them out under this moonlight. I'm so excited that my crystal delivery came today, so I'm charging everything up, everything. So it was like, get off of here, I'll be taking all these off and putting everything out under the sun, under the freaking moon. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Anyway, so because we have so much love energy coming in, I'm gonna pull from the romance angels, and then I'm gonna also pull from several other decks. So I might split this video up in two, just because I know it's gonna be kind of a long one. But I had to get all that out there. I had to do a little house cleaning. So anyway, I love you guys. You already know. So thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me and the collective at the time, and now call for beautiful, beautiful. My team of light angels, archangels, ancestors, guides, spirit animals, galactic star family beings of the purest light and the highest vibration. What does everybody need to know for these gateways, these activations, and this beautiful full moon? Felt like that, yeah. Like, I feel like that wants to come off. Bottom of the deck, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, right? So, again, we're looking at relationships and how things have shown up. Are you dating the same type of person over and over and over again and expecting things to change, right? Sometimes the name might change. They might be from a different town, a different city, whatever, but you're dating the same kind of energy. Why? Because there's a lesson in those relationships that you have yet to learn. So this is telling you, hey, take a step back, start looking things a little differently, right? Maybe your type is tall, dark, and handsome, and the person that's meant for you might be like, you know, quote unquote average, dirty blonde, and of average height, right? And you wouldn't necessarily like that wouldn't necessarily be your go-to type, but that might be your divine counterpart, right? They might be everything that you've ever wanted, just not in the external physical, qualifications that you put out there, right? So it's about broadening your perspective, right? Like if you've been in a lot of unhealthy and dysfunctional relationships, but you're always dating the same type of person, like the hot girl, the fuck boy, whatever you choose to call it. It's time to look at things a little differently, right? It's time to want better for yourself. It's time to see what you're reflecting back out to the universe, that you keep getting these energies back, right? Because you're attracting these people for a reason. So what lesson haven't you learned yet that you're still kind of attracting this kind of energy? Right? What lesson haven't you learned yet that needs to be learned at this time so that you can move forward for better, happier, healthier relationships? Okay? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. For some of you, this might be a physical retreat. Like that might just be an activation for you to just go away for a day or two, just take some time to yourself, switch up your environment, clear your head, clear your mind. I feel like for a lot of people, this is just the energy of technology, right? Cut off your TVs, put your phone down, read a book. I see there's so much going on in the world, and I'm like, yo, I really think if people just read more books and just stop talking so much shit, everything would just cool out a little bit, right? And literally, just life would just cool out a little bit. So take some time to just be one with your energies, right? This isn't the energy right now where we want to be going over our game plan and then asking everybody else for their opinion, right? I know we're in, Libra season, and that tends to be like, let's work with others. But right now, because of this double full moon in Aries, this is the energy where it's like, let me deal with me and my higher self. And how do you connect with your higher self? In the stillness and the quiet, right? It's like walk away, chill out, clear your head, and then trust in your own intuition, trust in your own higher self, trust in your own innate guidance, right? Everything you need to know is within you, right? So you're going to get still, say your prayers to the Most High, sit there in meditation, and then wait for that innate guidance to come through your heart and to lead you from there, right? You don't need the opinions of freaking Jack, Joe, and Jill guiding you, because this is your soul path, no one else's, right? They will have an opinion, but at the end of the day, they're not going to deal with the consequences of those choices. You are, good, bad, or otherwise, right? Good, bad, or otherwise. So it's time for you to really start trusting in you. Again, Aries is about the self. So self knowledge, self awareness, self realization, self love, right? Using that energy to propel you forward. Separation. Yep. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. Separating yourself from people right now to focus on your own energies, right? This doesn't mean that you're cutting everybody off and you're deading everybody, but it does mean that you need to, again, retreat, take a step away, and just chill out, right? And for some of you, this is going to be a little separation, or like relationships are ending. Why? Because maybe there's not an alignment anymore, or maybe it's because you needed to learn those lessons. A lot of times when I see, especially when I deal with some of my twin flame clients, right, when they go into separation, is because there's healing that has to be done on both ends, right? And sometimes we can't do that healing together, right? Like I need to heal over here and figure out my life lessons, and you need to heal over there and figure out your life lessons. And from that space, from that healing, from that growth, from that expansion, then we can kind of come back and kind of take a look at things, and like honor where the other person is at and honor where we're at and all of these things, right? And that's not always easy. It's not always an easy conversation. It's not always easy to look at your relationships and see where you still have mommy wounds and daddy wounds and separation anxiety and abandonment issues and jealousy and fear, and maybe you're dealing with partnerships that are only transactional and kind of like shallow and surface level. Like we're looking at everything. You're taking a look at everything, right? Are you being condescending and nasty to your children? Are you spoiling and making excuses for your children? Are you being abusive towards your children, right? Where did you learn these things from, right? Is that from your childhood, right? Is your partner not fulfilling your needs necessarily, and everything that they do is wrong, and you're always finding a flaw in their issues, and you don't like the way they talk to you, and it's always they, and never, well, right? How are you showing up in the relationship, and is this actually who they are, or is this just what you're projecting out there, so that's what you're getting back, right? Whatever you look for, you're gonna find. I tell people that all the time. Like, had girlfriends that had a lot of insecurities in relationships, and they want to be digging through their man's stuff and going through his phone. And I'm like, you look for something, you're going to find it. You look for something, you're going to find it. You can look at something, you can read a text message right now and take that shit completely out of context and get your feelings all the way hurt, right? You could be eavesdropping on somebody's conversation, hear some shit that'll completely break your heart, and you took it out of context, right? Because it wasn't about you being fucking nosy. If you look for something, you'll find it, right? Sometimes it's better just to fall back. Let the cards lay where they lay, right? Everything comes out in the light. Give it some time. Or have a healthy conversation, right? If you're the person that goes silent when something is wrong, you're just as unhealthy and toxic as the person that's yelling and screaming when something goes wrong. Because in both cases, guess what's not happening? Clear communication, right? You're not giving the person a platform to speak and you're not allowing them to be heard. And it's the same thing going with you, right? Like everybody needs to talk. We all got to put on our big boy pants and big girl panties, suck it up, buttercup, and have a conversation, right? So how is this showing up in your life? These are the things that are being brought up. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. This is always a challenging one, especially with the clients that I see, because in some cultures and communities, right, your relationship is a group project. I hate to say that, but it can be, right? And so the guilt, the shame, the fears that we're taught kind of like in the churches and synagogues and temples and stuff can be overwhelming, right? Especially for people that are sexually active and enjoying that kind of lifestyle or like to like drink and party a little bit, but that's not how they're raised. So they live in this guilt and shame and this fear. Or people that are in um, these relationships or dynamics, even marriages, because they had to be, right? They're married because this is what their family wanted, this is what their community says is best, and we don't do divorce, and I don't care what's happening, I don't care if he's beating your ass every day and fucking goats and doing all types of crazy shit, you're gonna stick it out because that's what we do in this family, that's what we do in this dynamic, right? And so this person is living in this life of misery because they are being dutiful, right? And so for some of you, for a lot of people out there, this is going to be a time where you're taking your power back, right? Taking your strength back, like learning that, you know what, I'm not okay with that lifestyle. And I'm not okay with like living out a life that you scripted for me. You know, like I want to live my own life according to my own terms. I want a love that feels good to me, not that looks good on paper because this is what you think it should be. You know, maybe you spent the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years in a relationship where you were miserable and unhappy because you felt like that's what you needed to do, but that is not the life story that I want to live, right? And for a lot of you, that's what this energy is. It's you taking your power back and writing your own story and realizing you are the CEO of your life and that you weren't incarnated here to fill your mother's and your father's goals and dreams or to have them look good. You're here for you, however that looks to you, right? And to be the best version of yourself, to write out your life, to live your life happily ever after, right? And to maybe set the standard for the rest of the family. Like, look, this is what happens when you freaking get self-empowered and strong and follow your own heart and follow your guts and your instincts and decide that this is what I want. I want joy, I want happiness, I want pleasure, I want fulfillment, I want abundance, I want divine well-being. And if that's not what you want for yourself, cool, no judgments there, but I'm not here to live for you. I'm here to live for me. You understand? And then, ooh, look, money, finances, and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I know a lot of divine masculines out here that are in such unhealthy relationships or have such unhealthy viewpoints of feminine energy because of this. They are so used to being with people that only care about what they have, what they look like, and how much it costs, that when they meet a feminine who only wants them in their beautiful divine masculine self, who only wants to touch their heart, who only wants to be in their life, that maybe only wants them and their attention, it throws them off. They don't know what to do. It's like a whole anomaly. And they're always waiting, like, what's the catch? What's the catch? What's the catch? Or they feel like they're not worthy of someone like that because they don't have enough money. And so that's a lot of people right now dealing with that energy of realizing that, guess what? Love doesn't necessarily have to be transactional, right? Now, that's not to say that there aren't people that their love language is like gifts and trips and things. That is a person's love language, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? If that's coming from a place of love, because that's a healthier expression. That's not like, oh, well, if you don't buy this for me or you don't do this for me, I'm going to leave you, right? And manipulate the energy. No, it's like, oh my God, I love you. I was thinking about you today. You know, I saw these flowers, I bought them, or I saw this thing I know you like, so I picked it up for you because that is their expression of love, right? For some people, gift giving is love. For others, it's writing. Others, it can be sex. Other, it can be cooking, right? We all have different love languages, but it's how are you showing up using this energy, right? Is this a healthy expression of love, or is this just you feeling like your love has to be bought or their love